start by thanking probably the most important part of my day so far, Ron, for the prayers this morning, because definitely can't do this on my own. I appreciate that. And Uncle Jim, same to you. I appreciate the prayers this morning. And Uncle Jim's prayer leads right into my sermon this morning about fathers. And our biggest job here on this earth as fathers is to raise our children in a way that they will, we can guide them in the straight and narrow pathway, and that they can take off on the right foot. So I appreciate the prayers, Uncle Jim, and thank you, Dad, for doing the reading this morning. Our reading this morning is one we've all heard, probably just a handful of times, I'm sure, maybe a few hundred, but about the love that we should have for Jesus and God, and the love that we should have for everyone else, and that's where fatherhood stems from, is love. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there, all the dads out there. Just like Mother's Day, one day is not enough to celebrate everyone and all the accomplishments and all the things we have. But we're going to try our best to celebrate you guys today. And again, today our focus will be on fathers. Today we celebrate fathers, grandfathers, stepfathers, spiritual fathers, mentors, and everyone, every man who stepped into a sacred responsibility of guiding that next generation. And guiding that next generation, again, is our biggest responsibility as a father. Being a father is not merely a biological role. Fatherhood is kingdom work. Amy sent me this link to a study, and it was about kingdom work, and I really like that term. It's something we can do. We all have our own little role in making the kingdom, and on our ways to the kingdom, and being a father is part of kingdom work. Every diaper changed, every prayer prayed, every lesson taught, every sacrifice made. Fathers do a lot. This morning, my sermon stems from, believe it or not, a YouTube video that I've seen in the past, and it just recently popped back up. And I'm sure a lot of us know the YouTube group Dude Perfect. I'm sure a lot of the younger kids know. They make a lot of videos on YouTube. They're one of Kaysen's favorite people to watch right now. They make, trick shot videos, and and even if you don't really know who Dude Perfect is, you've probably seen their videos because they go absolutely viral across the internet. They're a YouTube channel based off of trick shots from a group of college friends that all went to Texas A&M, and they all got their degrees and decided to move on to their jobs. And then they made a couple trick shot videos, and it started to take off, and they left their 9-to-5 jobs to take over this trick shot video, and they never looked back. They're now one of the biggest channels on the YouTube platform. They have 62.3 million subscribers, which is absolutely just weird to think about that many people watch these people or know these people. They average 4.79 million views every single day, and they have over 20.8 billion views since they started. So it's no doubt that these videos go across the world in a matter of minutes. One of their series that they've done in the past, and they've done for a long time, is they call them their stereotype videos. They create funny videos depicting the different stereotypes of pretty much anything. Your hunting stereotypes. They got the guy that oversleeps every year, the guy that just hunts from the road, the guy that buys all the nicest stuff and only hunts for an hour. Those type of different stereotypes. The same with fishing. They have stereotypes about new parents, all the funny things that happen. Any sport you can pretty much think of, they have a stereotype video. And as you can probably guess, they have a dad stereotype video, and it is great. It's spot on. And I watched it, and I've seen it a few times, but I watched it just recently, and that's what the thought got into my mind about doing a stereotype video, stereotype sermon about dads. Last week, Johnny came up and said he wasn't going to be here, so he asked me to cover this morning, and I wasn't doing anything other than working all week, so it's a no-brainer to jump up here and do what we can. And this morning, again, I want to think about dads. I want to think about our dads. When I think about dads and their stereotypes, I think about the noises they make. When you're a dad, you grow into this weird realm of snoring. You automatically start snoring, I think, when you become a dad. And it's weird how they can be so loud when they're asleep. I remember sleeping on the boat in the middle of Drano Lake with my dad and Uncle Jim, and I don't remember sleeping much that night. I've spent many nights with Uncle Jim and my dad and Uncle Roger and all those guys, and it's just a dad thing, I think. I don't think I've gotten there yet, but Amy catches me every once in a while and will mention it to me, so I'm on my way there. How about the coughing or the clearing of their throats? When they cough in the morning especially, it sounds like they've got something seriously stuck down there and they can't get it out. The grunts and the groans while doing the most mundane movements, like sitting on the couch, or getting out of that same spot on the couch, bending down to tie their shoe or getting up from tying their shoe. And also dads have a sneaky way of judging your driving skills. They bounce around and they'll hit a little bump, and it's the groan that comes out of the side. The back pain that they have. One that will always be stuck with me, and I'm a huge believer in this one, is about sneezing. Dads have the loudest sneezes of all time. I have yet to figure out why my dad yells chewing tobacco at the top of his lungs while he sneezes. I think I've heard Uncle John do the same thing, maybe. So maybe it's a McKinney thing. Even if they don't yell chewing tobacco, if a dad is in the house, or if you're in the house with a dad and they sneeze, you're going to know about it. Dads are great about finding their spots. Dad's spot at the kitchen table, usually at the head of the table or whatever it might be. Dad's spot on the couch. I'm not sleeping, I'm just resting my eyes. Dad's spot in front of the grill. He's the local grill master. Don't question his temperatures. Don't ask him to do anything. It's what he's going to do. Dad's spot on the mower. The best looking lawn in the city, maybe even the state. Definitely in the neighborhood. Dad's spot in the garage with a little flick of the ratchet strap. That's not going anywhere. Dad's spot in the car. If you guys don't stop, I'll turn this car right around. Even though you're 2 hours into a road trip. It's probably just a fluke, but we all thought as kids it was a definite truth. He was going to turn the car around. Or my dad's favorite, do we need to take you guys back to Shopco? I don't know. Growing up for a long time, we all thought we were from Shopco. Dad's spot in the wrestling ring. In the middle of the living room, of course. Who else is going to rile up the kids before bed? How about dad keeping us all safe? If the kid has a snack, they have to make sure it's not poisonous. That's called dad tax. This one fit our family too well to leave out. Isn't it amazing how dads can't find the ketchup in the fridge, but will ask you if you see that deer 300 yards away while driving 60 mile an hour down the highway? It's a talent. It's a talent. You've hit peak dad strength when the jokes start flowing seamlessly. Everyone loves a good joke, a good dad joke, maybe until you've heard it a few hundred times. Dad, I'm hungry. Hi, hungry, I'm dad. Has anyone seen a dad hold a stud finder without holding it to his chest and making it beat? I didn't think so. And can't forget the guarantee knee slapper when you get a couple guys together working. I'm sure Todd hears this on a daily basis. Are you working hard or hardly working? And to go along with the noises dads make, don't ever pull a dad's finger if he asks you to. I'm not up here pretending like I don't indulge in all these dad stereotypes. I'm growing into them quite nicely. I love me a good dad joke. I love me a good close my eyes, resting my eyes on the couch. I'm the king of making noises when I stand up or sit down. It's just something dads do. Today we focus our attention on our fathers. Fathers that love, fathers that lead, fathers that teach. We are lucky enough to have many great examples in our lives. Many who are here sitting in this room, many who have passed on, many throughout the different congregations that we don't see very often. There's lots of good dads out there. We also have the most perfect Father in heaven, the perfect example of fatherhood. This morning I want to focus on what makes us fathers. Our children make us fathers. And fatherhood is a gift and nothing to be taken lightly. To be the best father we can be, we must first know and love our Father in heaven. In Matthew 22, 36 through 40. Matthew 22, 36 through 40, our reading this morning. Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law? And Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love thy Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and greatest and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. In everything we do, love is the first step. No different than being a father. We must know God and we must love God. We must follow His commandments. And with that, we must love our neighbors and we must love our children, and our children being a huge part of our lives. Psalms 112, 1 through 2. Psalms 112, 1 through 2. Praise ye the Lord. Blessed is the man that feareth the Lord, that delighteth greatly in His commandments. Blessed is the man that feareth the Lord. Blessed is the father that feareth the Lord. Blessed is he that follows God's commandments. You know, as a father, we are first set to follow God's commandments. Not only do we have many blessings ahead of us, our children will be blessed as well. In the second verse there, it said, His seed shall be mighty upon earth. The generation of the upright shall be blessed. You know, this is exactly what we need. We need fathers to be God-fearing, and we need to raise our children to be God-fearing. We need more children brought up and raised by God-fearing parents. The more we do now, the better the following generation will grow. If we fail the next generation, they will likely follow our footsteps. We must be God-fearing fathers to love and to lead the next generation to success in the Lord. After we have become God-knowing and God-fearing, God-loving, we can become godly fathers. We must spread the love like wildfire. To spread the love, we have to teach our children in Proverbs 22 and 6. Proverbs 22, 6. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. If we want our children to follow God, we have to guide them that way. We have to train them up that way. We have to bring them to the Lord in everything we do. Deuteronomy 6, 6 through 7. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. If we want our children to follow God, we must include God in everything we do. In all aspects of life, when we're relaxing at home, having a day off, when we're out and about, when we go to bed, and when we raise up, every waking moment. We are the ones to get our children started on the right pathway. There is no doubt it will be tough. Children are often looked at as hindrances in everyday life. You know, they take up our time, life changes, they make a mess. But children are a reward from God. We should not take that reward lightly. Psalms 127, 3 through 5. Psalm 127, verses 3 through 5. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is His reward. The children are what make us parents, and the way we raise our children affect the future. Verses 4 and 5. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. Life changes when kids arrive, but we should be using these kids as tools to battle the future we are facing every day. If we train them up right, they will be like arrows in the hand of a mighty warrior. They are an opportunity for us to shape the future. An arrow that is lost does no good, the warrior no good. But an arrow that is found can do a lot of good, just like that one lost sheep, just like the parable of the lost son. Every one matters. The world says, build your career, build your wealth, build your reputation. God says, build people. Every father who points a child toward Christ is doing kingdom work. Matthew 28, verse 19. Matthew 28, verse 19, the first part of that, says, Go ye therefore and teach all nations. All nations includes our children. We're supposed to be out there teaching our children. And Mark 16 and 15. Mark 16 and 15, it says, And he said unto them, Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Our mission is not merely to raise successful children. Our mission is to raise the next generation of worshipers, disciples, servants, and leaders. Because when fathers invest in children, they are investing in eternity. As fathers, we must lead by example. The saying, do as I say, not as I do, does not work when you're a godly father. We must lead by example. Proverbs 20, verse 7. Proverbs 20, verse 7. The just man walketh in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. We need to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. Our children will learn from us. 1 Peter 5 and 3. 1 Peter 5, verse 3. Neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being examples to the flock. One of the greatest things we can do is lead our flock, and our flock as fathers is at home. Our flock can be at college, hours away, or our flock can be starting their own family in a different state. It's our children. A child never stops learning from their parents no matter how old we get. As fathers, we must always lead by example. A child will watch and learn by the way we lead. They learn how to love by watching us. They learn how to treat others by watching us, how to handle conflict by watching us, how to follow Christ by watching us. Our children are instructed to listen to us, so it is our duty to teach them what is right. Ephesians 6 and 1. Ephesians 6, verse 1, it says, Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. They're instructed to listen to us, so it again is our duty to teach them. And by teaching our children, we can guide them in the right direction. Ephesians 6, verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Bring them up with discipline and instruction that comes from the Lord. Not what we think, but with the knowledge we get from God. Discipline is a tough but strong form of love. Discipline is a way to spread truth. Proverbs 3 and 12. Proverbs 3, verse 12. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. If you love someone, do everything you can to keep them on the straight and narrow pathway. If you see someone, spread the truth to them. Don't lie to them. If you love your children, correct them when they stray. Proverbs 13:24. Proverbs 13, verse 24. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. If you refrain from discipline, you refrain from love. If you love your children, you will carefully and thoughtfully correct them. You will correct them with, again, what the Lord teaches you and not what you just think. Discipline is not fun. It's hard for everyone involved. The kids don't like it. The parents don't like it. But it's very important. Hebrews 12 and 11. Hebrews 12, verse 11. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Discipline is painful when it's happening, but afterward comes the peace of mind for those that are brought up this way. Afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness. Proverbs 29:17. Proverbs 29:17. Correct thy son, and ye shall give thee rest. He shall give delight unto thy soul. Disciplining your children will help them grow in the right pathway. It will give you peace of mind knowing they are growing stronger in the Lord. It will make your heart happy. Discipline, again, is a form of passing along truth, being truthful and showing them the ways they have gone wrong and showing them how to correct it. There is no such thing as love without truth. If we are not truthful to our children, we cannot fully love them. Through our love, we provide to our family. 1 Timothy 5 and 8. 1 Timothy 5, verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. A healthy home is the best possible place for a child to learn God. It's where we spend most of our time together. It's the place with the least outside influence. It's our sanctuary where we can control what is going on. When they step out into this world, especially alone, they need to be ready. They need to be strong. It's our duty to get them there. As we grow as fathers, we must know that we are simply children as well. Children who are guiding the next generation toward God. 1 John 3, verse 1. 1 John 3, verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Just because we have children doesn't mean we are not God's children still. We as fathers are still children of God. We should thrive knowing that we are God's children guiding the next generation of children toward God and an eternity in heaven. 1 John 3 and 11. 1 John 3, verse 11. For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. From the beginning, it's always been about love. Not because we earned a spot for them in heaven, not because we can guarantee that we can force them into heaven, but we can't guarantee that they're going to do everything perfect in their life. But because we understand the importance and we get to start them on their journey, we know what love truly is. 1 John 3, 16 through 19. 1 John 3, 16 through 19. Hereby perceive we the love of God, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren. But whoso hath this world's good and seeth his 17. But whoso hath this world's goods and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him? My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. And hereby we know that we are of the truth, and shall assure our hearts before him. It says we ought to lay down our lives for our brethren. We have to do everything we can, do whatever is needed to bring them to God. If we don't, how can God's love be in us? Let's lead by example and prove that we are followers of God. As we close today, I have a couple questions. And fathers, I want you to ask yourself, am I leading my family towards Christ? Have I done everything possible to guide my children to God? What example am I setting every day? Where do I need God's help? as a father? Will I be thought of as a worldly dad or a godly father? Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. We are truly blessed to have you in our lives. You play a crucial role for each and every one of us in this little thing we call life. Leading with love, leading by example. One day is not enough to celebrate you all, but today we'll try our best. I hope you all have the best day surrounded by your family. And as always, I never want to close a sermon without offering the opportunity to start your walk with Jesus through baptism. If that is what has come of your decisions today, we can make that happen right away. There's no better day than today. Or if you're in need of any prayers, whatever it might be, and you need the prayers of the church, please come forward as we sing the song that has been selected.